Okay, this is part 2 of the training video deal submission, and I do believe we left off at the days on the market. As I said before, it's very important that you try to find out how many days this property has been on the market, because this is going to determine to a great extent of what you're going to offer for the property, because the longer the property stays on the market, the less it seems it's value there, because it's been on the market for a long time. They haven't sold for a while. The sellers are getting anxious. The realtors are getting anxious. So it kind of puts you in the driver's seat to be able to come in and say, okay, well, we're going to go ahead and offer you X amount for over the case may be. But let's say it's been on the market for 60 days now. Do you have a property under contract? Very important. If at all possible, try to get the property under contract before you submit your deal to the JCB network. The reason why you want to do that, because once it's under contract, okay, let's say you have it under a 4 to 5 day contract, and if you can get them to assign that, do what's called an assignment of contract. Basically what that is that allows you to contract the property, and because you have an assignment of contract, it allows you to go out and resell that contract to someone else for a percentage. That's basically how we make our money. So you get the property under contract, and you submit it to us, and then we can in turn sell that contract to our investors for 10% of the offer price. So you see how this works. You submit that, it goes to the investor for 10% of the, it goes to the investor for $70,000, and they will in turn pay us 10% of that price if they think that that's a good deal and they actually want to purchase that property. So then we will in turn get $7,000, and of course half of that would be your commission. So you'd be looking at about $3,500 on a deal like this. $3,500 would be your commission on it. So that's very important. Let's say the fair market value of this property, according to Zillow.com, you're going to be able to find that out by going to your Zillow.com area. We have that right within our website here. You can click on it, and it takes you right there. You put in the property address, and it'll tell you what the market value is of that property. But let's say the market value on this property is, let's say, $175,000. That's the market value. Now, how do you calculate the percentage? How far you are under market value? Basically what you do, you take your offer price, okay, percentage under market value after repairs. Very important. Very important. You calculate the percentage after repairs. So you do an estimate of what the repairs are going to cost. Sometimes the owners of the property will have a detailed repair estimate already prepared. So be sure to ask that. Realtors, be sure to ask that, because realtors will have that already. So you can ask that from the realtors. If it's a bank-owned property, REOs, you can bet your bottom dollar that they have it, because these are things that they want to know. So if you go ahead and ask that, they can go ahead and forward a copy of that over to you, and that will help you to decide how far under market value as it is. But let's just say this property is $70,000, $175,000. What we're looking at here, basically, you let's just say it's 60% under market value, which would be a great deal for us to do. It may or may not. I just don't have the time to actually do the calculations right now for the purposes of this video. Anyway, is this property an REO? In this case, no. But if it was an REO, as again said, the minimum REO properties must be a minimum of 40% below market value. And REOs are bank lender-owned properties that have been foreclosed on. So there has to be a minimum of 40% below market value. In other words, our investor will pay no more than 6% of the actual market value of that property. And that's if it's in great condition, pristine condition, ready to move into, doesn't need any repairs. If these repairs, you subtract the amount of repairs from that, and that's how you determine what you're going to make your bid on, how far it's going to be below the market value. Deal type. Is this going to be an assignment of contract or a joint venture? If you're doing this deal with another person, let's say you got someone else out there who you're working with as a partner, you're doing a joint venture. If you're doing a joint venture, you need to click joint venture. Or if you're going to be putting up some of your own money, this is another thing. If you're going to be putting up some of your own money, to purchase this property and share in the profit after they sell it again. They'll make twice the commission on it, and I'll go into that in another training video. But you can click join venture. But the purpose of this video, this training session, we're going to say it's an assignment of contract, which means you're assigning the contract over to the investors, and it's all you. You're not sharing your commission with anyone. So locators, percentage of contract price. Okay. Normally, we're going to put in 10%. We're going to try and get 10% on every deal. Now, in most cases, in the deals that's under $50,000, $60,000, we'll most likely we'll get that full 10%. 99.9% of the time, we get the full 10% on those deals. If the deal goes up $200,000, $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 deal, they may cut us back to 7%, sometimes 8%, maybe 6.5% on a deal like that. But if you're looking at a $200,000 deal, and even if you cut it back 5%, you're looking at $10,000. That's $10,000, which is going to be a fee, and then half that's going to be your commission, which is push $5,000 in your pocket. There are times when we have investors who are willing to pay the full 10% on a $200,000 property, depending on how far it's below market value. If you're looking at a $500,000 market value property and it's being sold $200,000, yes, we would get that full 10% of that property because it's so far below market value, and it allows us to make more money on it. So we can actually get that full 10%, which make our acquisition fee $20,000, and your cut would be $10,000 on one deal. And those are the type of deals you want to try and grab. But every deal, try to go after every deal, regardless of how much it is, whatever the case may be. The more deals you put into your pipeline, the more your income is going to be. So, and that's obvious. But let's say trying to get the full 10%. Locate percentage of net percentage where you don't need that because you're not doing a joint deal. Contract expiration date. Let's say the contract expiration date is November 25, 2010. Okay. Let's say it needs some light rehab work. Light rehab plus or full rehab. The property's in bad condition, it needs to go to full rehab. If it's in similar condition to light rehab. And then you come down here and you put in your subject property and put in the information. You can put in your comments here too if you want to, some comments about the type of rehab work it needs, roof work, flooring, whatever the case may be. And then you come here and you put in your basic stuff. Number of bedrooms, number of bathrooms, square footage of the property, total square footage, the year was built, if it has a garage or not, number of cars that can go in the garage and put that there, if it has a pool or not, if it has a basement, if it's a finished property or if it's a property that's still under construction. You want to try to do mostly just finished property. House style, single family residence, multi-family residence, or whatever the case may be. Lot size, if you can find it. Lot type, if you can find it. Any type of special amenities that the property may have. Then you have your comparables. All this stuff you're going to be able to find in our back office area. When you go into your property search area, you can find property values. When you go to your foreclosure site, it's going to tell you what comps it already has the comps in there for you. You just click on them, it'll pull it up and give you all the information, all the comps, and you just fill this information in from that comp page. And you put in, it's going to ask you for about 4 comps, and once you finish filling in those comps, you're going to do your due diligence reports. Click here if you have repair receipts, insurance estimates, existing loan documents, any other things that you may have. It's not required, but you can get these things. That's great. And you put in your repair costs and the rehab costs if you know those, or you give an estimate of what it's going to cost on the materials and the labor. A lot of times you can get this from the realtor, from the REO owners, from the owners of the property, and from the banks, because if it's a foreclosed property, the banks would definitely have that information. If it's not a foreclosed property, most times realtors will have that information also too. But as you can see, it's very simple, and you just click submit, and then it comes right to it. As you can see, it's very easy to submit a deal to the JCB network, and it's not that hard. It's very easy, and so and we try to put everything in there for you to be able to accomplish this and be successful without having any troubles or problems. Again, this has been Calvin Butler with JCB Network, JCB Acquisition Group.